and welcome to my channel. This is the first video I am making on this channel. Well, it's not the first one I have uploaded here, but this is the first one where I talk to you like this through the camera. One of my interests have always been old cookbooks. In 1914, I think it was, yes, 1914, I visited my cousin in Washington for Christmas, and she borrowed me her cookbook that she received in 1969, and that was the Betty Crocker cookie book. So who is this Betty Crocker? Is she an old lady that loved to cook and bake? No, she's a fictional character. According to Wikipedia, the character was originally created by the Washburn Crosby Company in 1921, following a contest in the Saturday Evening Post. In 1954, General Mills introduced the red spoon logo with her signature, placing it on gold medal flour, biscuits, and cake mix packages. A portrait of Betty Crocker, first commissioned in 1936 and revised several times since, appears on printed advertisements and product packaging. So Betty, she is fake, but her recipes are real. Today we're going to try one of the recipes from this book. I honestly don't know when it was printed because I can't see anywhere any dates when this book was made. But my cousin received it in 1969. She borrowed me this book when I was there. She said I can only borrow it. So I did, brought it back to Finland. Unfortunately, my cousin passed away some years afterwards. So the book was left here, and I promise Thelma I'm going to take good care of this book. And I like the pictures in this book. They look like they are drawn, but they are photos. And I like how they tell what the different things are. They have made a drawing here explaining what these different things are. There was one recipe that caught my eye that I think we're going to make today. And it is this one. This is coconut chocolate meringue bites. It's from Diana Williams of San Francisco, formerly of our staff. So it was a staff member of Betty Crocker who made this recipe. And I think we're going to make it. Let's get started. And the first thing we're going to do is heat the oven to 350 degrees, which is like 175 degrees Celsius. First thing we're going to do is grease an oblong pan. Okay, 13 times 9.5 times 2 inches. So let's make this one. This one should be the right size. Here we have butter. Grease it. I just remember what I was going to do. I was going to put baking paper. Oh well. Let's do it like this. There we have it. Next step, mix butter and a half a cup of brown sugar, granulated sugar, egg yolks, and vanilla. Okay, so here we have brown sugar and granulated sugar. I'll put everything in there. So, but then we need egg yolks. Take some eggs. I'm gonna separate them in these coffee cups. Let's sit down. And already I put eggshell in there. Like this. 3 egg yolks. And we're gonna save these egg whites for the meringue later, of course. Like this. And then there. Now we mix butter. I need an electric whisk. It says here Beat 2 minutes medium speed on mixer or 300 vigorous strokes by hand. I'm not going to use the hand here.
A little different than all the rest. I'm quite old-fashioned where I had sometimes played chess.
And we're going to slowly add the sugar and brown sugar.
But all complexions that I adore, so hard to find, these seem impossible.
And then we're going to add the egg yolks. So I'm going to mix and add one at a time.
I kept on looking, but everyone's such a bore. And out of a sudden,
And now we're going to add vanilla or vanilla. So vanilla. My cat's name is Vanilla, which means vanilla. 1 teaspoon. I've seen you in America, you use a lot of liquid vanilla, but we have powder, so I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna add 1 teaspoon of that. Scrape the sides. Look. Then next step is measure flour by dipping method. Dipping method, page 5. Let's see what dipping method is. How to measure flour by dipping. Use this easy time-saving method of the traditional sifting method, whichever you prefer. Dip graduated measuring cups into flour sack or canister or straight-edged knife. Do not tap or pack more flour into cup before leveling off. Pour flour into mixing bowl with other ingredients or stir flour and other dry ingredients together. Okay, so that is that. But I have measured here 2 cups of flour, and we're gonna mix in baking powder, soda and salt. 1 teaspoon of baking powder. I use a normal teaspoon. 1/4 teaspoon of soda. And then we need 1/4 teaspoon salt. That's not a lot of salt. And then we mix it thoroughly. And now we mix it into this. I can use this one. And then I'm gonna mix it with my electric mixer.
our eyes met and you saw me, and forevermore I like to share that vintage dream. And forevermore we're living in that vintage dream.
I'm gonna mix with my hand here. So it's like a cookie dough. Well, it's a cookie book, so that's probably why it's a cookie dough. It also says here if you're using self-rising flour, then you don't need to put the baking powder, soda or salt. Self-rising flour is something we don't have here. I have never seen it here. I don't think we have it. Okay. Now we have a bit crumbly dough. It was a lot thicker than I thought it was going to be. And now we press it out here. Kind of like a pie dough. This is a gym workout. Here we have it. That was heavy. And now let's put this to the side. Sprinkle with chocolate pieces, coconut and nuts. One package 6-ounce semi-sweet chocolate pieces. I need to chop my own. The thing is, chocolate chips, we have chocolate chips here, but they're in small packages like 100 grams, like half of this. And they are ridiculously expensive. They're like almost 4 euros, 3 euro something for that small package. And that's outrageous. Take about half of this. Then we have the knife, and we're gonna make chocolate pieces. So we sprinkle like this. And then sprinkle with chocolate pieces. Coconut. We need 1 cup flaked or grated coconut. So that's like about 2 deciliter. Sprinkle with chocolate pieces, coconut, and nuts. Okay, yeah, there was nuts also. So I'm gonna use the same chopping board. Then I have nut cocktail. How much do we need of chopped nuts? 3/4. These are my favorite nuts. Macadamia nuts. Nuts have also become very expensive. This bag was almost 4 euros, which is a lot. Now we're gonna sprinkle these here. This looks very dry, but I guess it changed when the meringue comes on. Here, now we have chocolate, coconut, and nuts. Now I have cleaned up a little bit here, and we're gonna continue with the meringue. So I have here the 3 egg whites, and then I need brown sugar. 1 cup brown sugar. Let's start mixing. Now we gradually add in the brown sugar to this mixture. I think it's, yep, the meringue is done. Then we spread this meringue on top. I never used the brown sugar in meringue before. Here we have coconut meringue bites that now needs to go into the oven. Hey Google, set an alarm for 35 minutes. Okay, now let's clean up here and wait for the cake. And here we have our cake. And they burned a little bit. I started smelling something burning. While it was baking, I put a baking paper on top so it wouldn't get too hot on top there. So I saved it a little bit. Maybe a shorter time. This was 35 minutes. Maybe 30 would have been enough. I don't know. But let's see. Let's cut into it and see what it looks like. I'm gonna move you down here like this. Let's cut on this side. Cuts very easy. It's a bit stuck there. Look, it's falling apart. Let me take a plate. It smells good from the coconut. And here we have our cake. It has fallen apart a little bit, but it looks very good and it smells very good. It smells coconut and chocolate. It kind of smells like a brownie. I don't know if I should have mixed it better with the chocolate so the coconut would have stuck better to it. So it's a bit like this top part is falling off, but let's taste it. But don't judge anything by it looks. It tastes good. It's still a bit warm here, but this is so good. I think I need to make some coffee. It is very sweet. Maybe a bit too sweet for me. It tastes a bit like a cookie and a brownie together. A cookie brownie. That's what I'm going to call this. A cookie brownie. Here you can see the different layers. You have the cake, chocolate, some nuts, and coconut. This was very good. This would be great on like Christmas dessert, as a Christmas dessert, but also whenever you want something sweet. It's very good. You don't have to eat so much of it. Just like small bite size would be very nice. Now when it has cooled down, it is a lot more chewier. It's very good. If you have this book at home, please tell me what your favorite recipe is. And if you have any other old cookbooks that you want to recommend, please tell me. Thank you for watching if you came this far, and see you next time.